What's up, everybody? Michael, co-founder here at Passive. And for this video, I wanted to give you guys sort of the background on why I'm building Passive. I've been in recruiting for 10 years, and I had a really miserable experience with a recruiter before I got into recruiting. So it was 2013, I was working in real estate, and I got contacted by a recruiter who said, hey, we got this amazing job, great company, big startup, changing how insurance is done, yada, yada, yada. And they made it sound incredible. Met with the hiring manager, who of course is going to make the job sound incredible. And within 3 weeks, I tried to call my recruiter, I tried to email her to sort of be like, yo, this isn't really what I was signing up for here. Can you maybe help me find a new opportunity? They ghosted me. I never heard back from her. And so I hated recruiters. But the one thing that I really liked about the idea of recruiting is that I love to help people. My parents were always very big on me and my brother volunteering when we were younger. About the age of 8, and I got to experience how awesome it is to help people, especially those less fortunate than you. So what I really liked about recruiting was getting to help people for a living and getting paid to do it. Now, because I've experienced how miserable a recruiter can make you if they don't care about what it is you really want to do, I've always carried that chip on my shoulder. And so that led to me going out, starting my own recruiting firm in Dallas, dedicated to just companies that treat their employees well. And I became certified in HR management because I really wanted to sort of audit these companies when I was onboarding them to see like, okay, do you really treat your employees well, right? Like, what's the onboarding like? What's the employee experience like at your company? And throughout that time, I just noticed the same pain points. I mean, of course, like every company complains about how hard it is to find good people, but all the candidates I recruited complained about how hard it is to find a good company. And it's true. And what really my aha moment, as I call it, was I was interviewing this candidate who was a director of finance, amazing resume, right? Really good at his job. And he was clearly unhappy where he was working. And I asked him, like I do all my candidates, okay, well, what tools are you using? What sort of opportunities are you seeing out there? And he said, dude, finding a job is a full-time job. I am way too busy trying to keep my head above water over here. I don't have time to use job boards, so I just wait on recruiters like you to contact me. And I was kind of like, oh shit. Like, there are so many people out there who want a better job, but they don't have the 15 hours a week to devote to scrolling through 1,000 job posts and researching companies. And, I think the problem that I see being inside the industry and what got me motivated to do this was just seeing how every new company, every new startup was really focused on how we help employers find people. And I get it, like that's where the money is, but how come no one's built an app that makes it easy for you to find the right job for you? And that's really what we wanted to build here at Passive, was to get away with the model that's been around since Eisenhower was president, which is type in what you want to do, type in where you want to do it, and then search through thousands of job posts. And the big problem with searching by job title too is that what my company calls a recruiter, my old company called a resource manager, and the company that's trying to be trendy is calling it a talent ninja. So it's wildly inefficient. And so what we wanted to do was make it more enjoyable, add more media to it, make it scrollable. Like we built it mobile first. I actually got the idea, I saw a meme of Will Ferrell sitting on the toilet and the caption was looking for jobs while I'm at work. I thought, man, yeah, how come nobody's really optimized this to be quick, simple, and easy on a mobile device? And so that's our mission, is to make job search less soul-sucking, right? Finding a job shouldn't be a full-time job. And so with Passive, what we wanted to do was leverage AI where it made sense. Not spam blast your resume to hundreds of companies, but using it to tailor your resume to each opportunity you're applying to in seconds. Aggregating all the data that we can on a company, not just first-party data, but also third-party data, because, spoiler alert, every company says they're a great place to work. But what we say in HR is your employer brand is what your customers say and what your employees say, right? So we aggregate all this data into one spot so you no longer have to open 40 tabs just to research an opportunity. It's all right there, easily digestible profile. And then we want our machine learning to really kick things up a notch so that you're not starting over from scratch every time you log in with, okay, here's your new list of 500 software engineer jobs. Good luck, right? We wanted to make it more media rich because just like nobody buys from page 5 of Amazon, the same thing applies to job search. Is there are so many great companies out there that are a really good fit for you, but the problem is they're job number 87 in a list of just black and white text, and of course you're gonna miss it. And so what we wanted to try to do is bring you as much additional context into what it is you're looking at. Not to date myself, but when I was younger, people used to find dates based on what was in a classified ad in the newspaper. So I could go in there and say, hey, everyone says I look like Brad Pitt, we got a great sense of humor, and I'm loaded, whatever. And then over the course of the decades that happened, about 1 million people showed up at a cafe and said, that person looks nothing at all like what they said. And so folks like eHarmony and Match.com said, hey, there's got to be a way to give people more of an idea of who they're getting into bed with. They brought this added perspective, but when it comes to our professional relationships, like what we spend most of our adult life doing, we are still taking chances on just words on a piece of paper. And if you want to get a good job, a job that you love, you need to research the company, right? Otherwise, you're just taking flyers. And so we tried to focus on reducing the amount of time it takes for you to identify, validate, and apply to good opportunities. And so my hope here is that what we're launching in Passive is the way you will find your next job, period. We want to help you get from point A to point B. And I think the hardest part about explaining Passive to people right now is just there are so many ways or so many areas in which job search sucks and job search is broken. And it's because everyone's been focused on innovating for companies. So what we want to do, and our mission here, is to innovate for you, the consumer, and to make the best app we possibly can to help you find not just a job, but the job, the right move for your career. So I hope you enjoy being along for the ride. I hope you enjoy this subpar content that I'm going to be making. I hope you enjoy quality of the content and not the production. So, all right, I'm Michael, and I'll see you next time.